Coach Greg, and in today's video, we're going to figure out exactly why you look strong, but you're weak. Dylan McKnight says, if you've been training for over 8 months and can't bench 225, well, that is sad. Now listen, I disagree with him 100%, and I think he's just trying to be dramatic to get the views. I think he's spewing nonsense on purpose, playing 4D chess with all of us, trying to convince us that he has the magic formula on how to put on strength on your bench. And so let's watch the video together. I'm going to show you how everything he says makes absolutely no sense.
If you've been working out and lifting weights for at least 8 months and you cannot bench 225, that is just sad.
And so really, if you've been training in the gym for 8 months and can't bench 225, then that's just sad. There are a large amount of people out there who have been training years and can't bench 225. And why is that? Genetics. Think of it. If you're 5'4", 125 pounds, the chance of benching 225, well, it's a lot more slim than if you're 6'4", weighing 300. And depending on your muscle fiber type, you are going to be far more likely to get strong versus being good at cardio.
This is what all you guys are getting wrong. To get stronger in the gym, it's not about consistency. It is not even about how hard you work. It is about how smart you are.
And so apparently getting stronger in the gym has nothing to do with training harder than last time or progressive overload or perhaps even pushing yourself, but has everything to do with your intelligence level. And so if you have a very high IQ, then you're going to get stronger. But if you're not very smart, well, much harder to get stronger. Does that make sense? Do you really think it's your intelligence level that relates to how strong you are in the gym? But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's right. Let's see.
If you understand rudimentary 5th grade math and you apply it, you can get very strong in the gym very fast. Let me explain. Do you remember in 5th grade learning about volume? You know, length times width times height to calculate total space taken up by an object?
And for the most part, no. Most students in school, especially in grade 5, they don't know how to calculate volume. But let's see if he's making sense. He's saying if you progressive overload volume, that's all it takes. That eventually you're going to get very strong because it's all about math.
There's a similar metric of volume that we use in weightlifting to get stronger. The equation is sets times reps times weight, which will give you the total volume. So ideally, what you want to do from there to get stronger is you want to take that total volume and you want to find a way to increase it every training session.
And so every single training session, you're supposed to increase your volume. And so on day 1, you do 1 set of 10 on the bench. Day 2, you do 2. Then 3, then 4, and suddenly you're doing 100 sets of 10 on the bench. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
And so if this was not crystal clear yet, consider this. Let's say your goal is to be very good at running, perhaps running the mile as fast as humanly possible. And your coach says the solution is to increase your volume. Just keep going longer and longer and longer, and eventually you're going to have a really fast 1 mile time. And so you start off day 1, you walk a mile. The next day, 2 miles, 3 miles. Eventually you're walking 100 miles. Do you really think that's going to make you run 1 mile very, very fast? And so no, Dylan, the secret to increasing your bench, to getting stronger, is not to increase your volume every single workout, but to increase your intensity. If your goal is to bench press 225 and you continue to do set after set with only 100 pounds, and instead of doing 2 or 3 sets, you do 20 or 30 sets with that same weight, you're not going to get stronger. You can't simply increase the volume.
I just told you what nobody will tell you. I don't know why nobody talks about this.
He doesn't know why no one says this. Well, the answer is because it's wrong. I don't know why everyone doesn't say that 2 + 2 is 5. Well, because 2 + 2 is 4, Dylan.
That is how you get stronger on a specific movement.
And so no, it's not how you get stronger on a specific movement. It's how you learn to overtrain doing useless junk volume. Ever heard of junk volume? It's when you do set after set after aimless set in order to increase volume with no focus on intensity. Let me make this crystal clear. You cannot always increase your volume. No human on earth can progress every single workout. It is impossible. I don't care if you're natural and hence, I don't care if you're supernatural. And so he states, workout 1, 3 sets of 3. Workout 2, 3 sets of 4. And so what does this progress to? Workout 98, 3 sets of 100? Does that make sense? Do you really think that you can progress every single workout and simply increase the volume? And so in the real world, you can of course increase the volume, but you should also be focusing on the intensity. And for the most part, we already know how much volume you can handle. In any given week, an experienced lifter can handle anywhere between 10 and 20 sets for any given body part. The greater the intensity, the less volume you need to do, and the lower the intensity, the more volume you need to do. And so if you simply go by the math and you follow Dylan's suggestion, you might be increasing the volume, but not training harder. You can't simply work out some math formula and say, so long as you do this, you're going to be the world's strongest man. You can't always progressive overload every single workout and increase the volume just like that. You might want to do it, but it's not going to work. Increasing the volume every single workout, it's not the answer. But if you do truly want to get stronger at the bench, then please train harder than last time. When you go to the gym, look at the workout you did previously and try to give it a little bit more. Try to put out a little bit more effort if you can. Remember, not every day will you be able to do this. You're going to have off days. You're going to be sick. You're not going to feel as good. You're going to be unmotivated. That's okay. Do your best. And guess what happens the next workout? You try to train harder than last time. That's why harder than last time will always work. Whether you have a great day or a bad day, the next day you can try harder. And if you fail, it's okay. The next workout, you look at that day that you failed and you say, can I do better than that? Can I train harder? For the most part, perhaps 95% of people that go to the gym, they're not training hard enough. They're just going through the motions. People go for walks every single day, but imagine if you were to progressive overload cardio. And imagine if you took GO2 max with the main ingredient NMN shown in double-blind placebo-controlled human studies to dramatically improve your cardio, give you more energy. You could then push yourself harder. You can progressive overload. You become a better butter burner. You burn off more calories in less length of time. This lowers your body's genetic set point for body fat, making it much easier to maintain a healthy and lean physique. And so what is the purpose of this video? Well, Dylan starts off the video by calling you weak, when we all know that 225 is far above the average lifter. And so to say it's sad if you can't bench 225, well, that would be equivalent to me saying, hey, if you've been bike riding for 8 months and you can't beat Coach Greg in a bike race, then that is sad. I'm 47 years old, had asthma as a kid, was far below average. And so if you can't beat little old Coach Greg on a bike race, then that is sad. And so you make the person feel bad about themselves, and then they think, well, why is that? What could I do? And then you offer them a solution. And so he's saying, hey, you should all feel bad because you're not very strong. And so the solution is to come and follow my program. And so Dylan is playing 4D chess with you because he knows that not everyone should expect to bench press 225 with only 8 months of training. I coach many people who will never bench press 225. It's simply not in their cards. To the same extent, not everyone is going to run a mile in under 5 minutes. It doesn't work like that. And so I'm looking up just how rare is a 225-pound bench press, and a guy says only 1% of people can bench press 225. And so Dylan's saying if you're not part of the elite 1% cream of the crop, then you're actually weak. Looking like you can bench press 225 is greater than being able to bench 225. And so I'm looking at this guy wearing the Monster 7 shirt. And if you ask me, do you think this guy could bench press 225? I'm going to say it's 50-50. He looks strong. He looks like he workouts. And so to me, a 225, if he can do that, very impressive. Remember, do not take 225 lightly. If you said 135, I'd say absolutely. 135 for 10, I'd say, yeah, I think he could do that. 225, 50-50 chance. And so let's see, how does he make out? And so he lowers the weight in control, pauses it, but can't get it off his chest. And he's not pretending. He's trying to heave it up. He's using improper techniques, but he can't press 225. That is a lot. It's strong. Most people not going to bench press 225.
Understand how hard it is to bench 225. Like, only 1% of the population can actually bench press 225.
And so please have reasonable expectations. Dylan Midnight's video is going to make a lot of people feel inferior. They're going to feel weak. They're going to think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I bench 225? I've been training for 2 years. The truth of the matter is most people, they're not benching 225. And if you can, you're part of the top 1% strength athletes on the bench press in the entire world. And so you may not think it's a lot because you've seen people live more, but remember, you're being shown the strongest of the strong. When you go on social media, they're showing you the best physiques, the strongest athletes, and so you might think it's far more common than you think. But in the entire world, with over 7.5 billion people, you're being shown the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And so when you compare yourself to other people, you're comparing yourself to the best of the best, the top 1% of the top 1% of the top 1%. And so no wonder you feel inferior. And so stop comparing yourself to other people. Do the best you can. Try to do better today than you did yesterday, and try to do better tomorrow than you did today. And the best supplement I recommend for everyone, GO2 Max, the #1 seller. Please use code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in description. And remember, I have free diet and training programs. They're close to 50 pages on my website, and they are absolutely amazing. You have to go and check this out. And remember, it's absolutely free, closing in on 70,000 people who've gotten this for free. 70,000 people have gotten a free training program. And if you want to support the channel, of course, you can pick up any of the supplements like the protein bars, the pre-workouts, GO2 Max, and don't forget about my harder than last time clothing line, the tanks, the hoodies, the jogging pants, short t-shirts, all that stuff. The cookbooks, Cookbook 3.0, it's out. Remember, the PDF and the hard copy, you can get everything. Various price points. If you can't afford it, we have cheaper ones. Cookbook 1 cheaper than 2, 2 cheaper than 3. So head over to my website, code Greg, 10% off, or pick up your free training program. And until next time, I am out to go bike race. I'm out.